people, Tracy Reed here today. I'm going to do with a life crafted layout from last year's Chicago trip. And today I'm going to be using the Travelogue 2023 collection from Stitcher's Twist Kits. I am also doing a 3 to Inspire blog post for them with this layout. So I will talk about my 3 things that I'm going to inspire you with for this layout. So first off, number 1 is going to be a film strip. I want you to use a film strip in your layout. Number 2 is going to be something hidden, and so I'll show you what I'm going to do, but this film strip is going to be hidden behind this photo. Obviously when you hide things, you also want them to be visible, so like a little hidden trick. And then number 3 is going to be, I'm not sure yet. Number 3, I don't know. We'll figure it out as we go along, but I do have the first 2 figured out, so let's get started. Ooh, doggy. Okay, I figured out what the third one was gonna be while I started scrapbooking this, and it was tags. I knew I was going somewhere with that. Tags. At least 3 tags on your page. So we have a film strip, we have something hidden, and we have tags. Phew. All right, speaking of something hidden, I'm gonna hide this behind the photo by cutting a slit in my photo, just enough to stick that film strip behind there. And the film strip is really floppy because the photo paper isn't the thickest. So I'm also going to back it with some cardstock. I put a cardstock border around this photo, so it's sandwiched between the cardstock and the large photo, and then I put some puffy foam tape underneath my photo as guardrails so that my film strip didn't get lost, but also so that there was a little bit of extra space between the border and the photo, so that when I stuck things in there, it would have some space to, you know, fit under there without it sliding too close. I'm gonna grab these tabs off of the sticker sheet from the Travelogue collection, and here you can see me backing the photo strip with some cardstock just so that it's a little bit thicker, and I stapled the sticker tabs at the top just so that they were a little bit more secure. Now I can shove this down in here, and it'll get a little bit looser as I pull that film strip in and out so that it won't be so hard to get in and out. And then I need a word strip for the tab itself. I'm going to trim it down so it fits better in that little white space. And then I'm just going to stick it right there, and I'm going to move over to the other side, because what are we doing on the other side? I have another photo over here of the view from the top of the Centennial wheel, and I need to create a page with it. I liked the idea of using this manila tag, but I decided that I wanted it to be patterned instead, so I used that beautiful wordy paper, and I'm going to back it in green because I really didn't have a background paper that matched perfectly with the other side, or like, I don't know, I just felt like I needed to bring more color in, so I decided to go with green in the background, and then I'm going to mat my photo in this orange paper, and I'm going to trim that photo down a little bit. I had an idea that I wanted it to overlap the outside edges of the tag, but I changed my mind, so I'm going to trim it down. Then I'm going to pop this up on foam tape as well, just for a little bit of height. This is very subtle. It's not super high foam tape, but it works well just to get a little bit of lift off of the page, especially since I don't have a lot of texture going on this page. Almost everything I stick on this page is stickers or like a small puffy sticker. So there's not a lot of texture going on, so that height gives it a little bit more oomph. I trimmed down this 3x4 card into, I think it ended up being 2.5 by 4, and then I made it into a tag itself, and I'm going to mat it because initially I was going to put it on that background paper with the white and the words, and so it didn't stand out very well, but then I changed my mind, but it still works to help this card stand out. That's where I'm going to put my journaling, but I really wanted to put the name of the Ferris wheel on there as well, so I didn't like the way that this was fitting together. So what I end up deciding to do is create another hidden little pocket, and I'm going to stick it behind this large tag. So I got to pull it up and remove the adhesive, and then I used red line tape where I pulled that adhesive up to create guardrails for the tag, and then stuck it back down, and now the tag can slide in and out. It just overhangs a bit so that you can see that it's there. Now I'm going to use this label as a place to put my title, which is going to be Centennial Wheel. And I knew that there was a Ferris wheel puffy sticker in some older Stitchers Twist stuff, so I found it and pulled it out. And now I'm going through all of the die cuts that I pulled out to see what would work. So I initially put this Ferris wheel down over the photo, and it works well there until I create my title, and then I need something to make my title work, and you'll see what I'm going to change it here in a minute, but the basis of it is going to stay the same. I love that sentiment, the view is worth the climb. So my husband is afraid of heights, but I love going up high and seeing the view from places. It's like my thing. So we're severely mismatched in that way, but he humors me because I'm very persuasive and he loves me. So the view is worth the climb kind of fit for this, the sentiment of this layout. I really loved the idea of sticking something circular on the edge of this page here in this in the center of the Ferris wheel, but it just would have stuck out too much, so I didn't love that in the end. I thought about it hardcore, and if I was able to cut something in half or it had been a little bit smaller, I totally would have put something in the center of that Ferris wheel on the edge of the page, but I didn't have what I needed. This is looking a little bit blendy, a little bit too stuck in, stuck in, what is that? I'm gonna stick that in. I think that's where my brain was going, but a little bit too, it's just not standing out from the background. So I decided to do some paper tearing with this orange paper that is backing my photo and create some texture down here, and also this helps to bring it up from the background. Okay, so I've got a nice block here. That's where I'm gonna put my my title, and I'm going to stamp out my title with two of my favorite Stitchers Twist alphabets in a second. But I'm just trying to make sure that this cluster goes all the way to like the edge of the page, because I felt like there was just a little bit of too much space. So I decided to add my third tag actually just as a sort of photo pull behind the film strip, because I felt like it just wasn't, like I wanted it to be sort of hidden, obviously, but I also wanted it to stand out a little bit, so I liked the idea of sticking that third tag there. It's actually my fourth tag, but I'm only going to make you do 3. So I have the main tag on the right-hand side, and then I have the tag for the journaling behind it. I have the tag behind the title block, and then I have the tag behind the film strip. So I got 4 going on. So I'm going to use these stamps. Oh, I love them so much. I think it's like Harlow. Oh, I always forget the names, but they're in the Stitchers Twist store. I use them all the time. So I'm using both of them. It says Centennial Wheel. And now you can see how like I have some weird awkward space on this title block. So I need to rearrange things. I thought about adding some hearts or some stars, but they didn't look great. I didn't want to add, the stars didn't look great with this composition, so I didn't want to add them. So I move up the globe, and that takes up a little bit more space, but I don't love the way that it looks, and I really just felt like the Ferris wheel needed to be with the Centennial Wheel title. So I'm going to end up switching places, and I'm going to put the Ferris wheel here, which looks perfect with especially with this arrow once I get it all settled down, moving everything around. Okay, so that's better. I like that much better, but now I got to rearrange this so that it, you know, has some better composition. I didn't want to remove the view from here, but the globe was much bigger than the Ferris wheel, so it needed to go to the outside edge rather than the inside edge, so it didn't take up too much of the photo. So I had to rearrange that a little bit. That worked though. Use this pop dot to make sure it stays up. We're getting close to done here. I'm liking the way it looks, but I felt like it needed just a touch more black, so I used this camera die cut. Yes, I'm loving this now. I'm gonna add in a couple of hearts. I used black with white dots and white with black dots, just kind of going for the opposites here on either side of us. And then the last thing that I'm going to do is add in some string to each of the tags, and then add some stickers to the bottom of this film strip. But that is it for this video. If you enjoyed it, I'd love it if you give it a thumbs up. If you're new here, go ahead and subscribe. I would love to have you. If you don't already, you can follow me over on Instagram. I'm at Tracy M. Reed. I'd love to see you over there as well. There is a link to the blog post in the description box below with links to all the products used, and I will see you next time. Thank you.